Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I think on the last video I suggested that there was going to be some rain coming, and I was going to have to figure that out a little bit and hopefully get some miles in. Didn't get any miles in. I took a complete zero yesterday, didn't do a video or anything like that, just pretty much watched the mud puddles fill up and hung out twiddling my thumbs. I was able to make some plans. I had to adjust some plans for future stays and rides and things like that I had already booked. Just kind of push everything out a day, of course. But today's a new day. It's nice, it's cool today. I think we're probably in the high 40s right now, going into the 60s. The weather's perfect for what we're doing. I think it's about 18 miles today. I have to look at the map. But the weather's just perfect. I imagine there's going to be spots on the trail. It's going to be a little muddy here or there because I think we got maybe 2 inches of rain yesterday, and it was really, really wet. But today I've heard from my friends who did this hike 2 days ago that this was a real pleasant hike. There's some real smooth trail. There's a lot of downhill as we head back into the Hudson Valley. Essentially what I've done is I've caught a ride out, and we went northbound, and now I'm going to hike southbound back towards the Hudson River and across the river, across the bridge, ultimately back to the motel where I'll stay one more night, then head back out going north. So that's the plan for today. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and we'll see what we get into down here. We've got the storm is so strong that the whole trail is covered with blooms. They got knocked off yesterday, I guess, during the rain. And look here, we just started, and there's trail magic. It's probably empty. Yeah, it's empty. So figured it'd be empty because it rained so hard yesterday. My guess is nobody's had the chance to even come back and fill it up if they wanted to, but it's all good. I'm starting the day and I got plenty of water and everything. It's no big deal. So, all right, we will check back with you as we get a little bit further down the path, and I hope everybody has just an awesome day. This is not a creek. This is just the Appalachian Trail with a fair amount of runoff. No surprise with all the rain we had yesterday. I knew we'd run into some of this. Overall, though, I can tell you the trail thus far has been pretty pleasant. Not wide and smooth and perfect, but generally pretty good, you know, with some mixed rocks, but nothing that's slowing me down dramatically. So we're making pretty decent time. So overall, it's a pretty good day so far. So I do have a bit of a plan up ahead, which is pressing me forward. And you know that's got to involve food. And there's a place called the Appalachian Market, which is, I'd say about halfway through our hike. I should be there around lunchtime, maybe a tad later. And it's a favorite. It's kind of a place where a lot of Appalachian Trail hikers go. It's convenient. It's just right off the trail, not far. But they really cater to hikers. It's the Appalachian Trail, the Appalachian Market and Deli. And so they have a lot of stuff there that you can use for resupply. And to let you guys know, after today, I'm going to be 3 days hopping from shelter to shelter and camping. So I'm going to need a few things. I think I'm pretty good on food. You just don't want to get over, you don't get crazy on carrying a lot of food that you're not going to eat. So I need a couple small things. Excuse me. And that's from a resupply perspective, but they also have a deli. So you can I plan to have lunch there. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, some type of Reuben sandwich, pastrami, something. I don't know, but I look forward to getting there and checking it out and having the sandwich and a cold drink before finishing up my hike. So kind of looking forward to that. That's kind of pushing me along. The trail, this is the nicest this trail has been since I started today, and it is well received, I'll tell you that, because I have found that the New York trail has been really tough, particularly the early parts that I've gone through so far. I'm hearing that the further north you go, it kind of eases up and almost apologizes to you before you leave or something. But it's been pretty good here so far, and this is exceptional, I think. So, making good progress, and we'll see you a little bit further down the trail, and certainly looking forward to going to the Appalachian Market and Deli. Just crossing one of these rock walls right in the middle of the forest. I guess at some point when they built the Appalachian Trail, they had to take, you know, a segment of this wall out because we're going through it. I can't get over how much work. This thing is probably 4 to 5 feet wide and probably about 3 to 4 feet tall. Amazing amount of work, and it just continues further up through the woods. So I have to assume that somewhere probably on this flat plateau that maybe there was a settler with maybe a farm or something, trying to clear and do the best they could with this property. If the rocks could only talk and tell us what all they've seen. Right. Here's a historical placard. It's kind of interesting. This is called the Inoculation Station. It says, when a smallpox epidemic threatened his army in the winter of 1776, General Washington ordered that all troops be inoculated. This foundation is part of a colonial barn that served as an inoculation station for the Continental Army. Across the trail sits the remnants of the farmhouse built at the same time. Okay, so yeah, you can see stuff or rocks piled up. I'm sure this is foundation of that inoculation station. Very interesting. Can you imagine that there's troops in here just going through lines, getting their inoculation for smallpox before heading back out to fulfill their duties. 1776. Crazy. Oh yeah. Let's move further down the trail. Got a beautiful water source here. So I checked my app, and it looks like we are about 4 miles in now. So making pretty good progress. It's less than 2 hours, so that's good. So got a pretty steep hill to climb here. Not crazy. I think it's about 400 or 500 feet, and then we're off the back side, and the trail should ease up a bit. See y'all a little further down the trail. Okay, doing some walking on the plank. This is the AT style of walking on the plank. No pirates or anything like that. So I think we're only about I bet we're not even a quarter mile, maybe a tenth or 2/10 from the Appalachian Market and deli. So looking forward to that. Should be there within the next 4 or 5 minutes. We've got a road to cross, and then I think it's just there in the intersection, so it should be real easy. So making good progress today. I ran into a family, and I'm gonna have to look up their information. I immediately recognized them. I mean, it's a large family. I didn't count all the kids, but I bet there's 6 kids maybe. I'll have to double check that as well. But a couple and their kids. They're from Asheville, North Carolina, and immediately when I saw them, I said, "Oh, the family from Asheville." And she's, "How did you know?" And I recognized them from one of their introductory videos that they did maybe late last year, November, December last year, when they were announcing that they were going to do Appalachian Trail as an entire family. I was intrigued by that, number one, because doing that as a family has got to be a huge challenge. There's got to be at least one person in that group that wants to get up later or wants to do less miles or whatever. There's a lot of, when you have a group that large, there's a lot of compromise that must be found in order to keep the group, cohesive. So the mom's doing a great job. She seems to be the spokesperson for the group. So anyway, we talked for a few minutes. She asked me for my trail name, but I failed to confirm what theirs were, and I feel bad about that. I wish I had gotten a selfie with them, but anyway, I think they're going to go into New York City tomorrow as a family, just do some sightseeing and things like that, and they'll be back on trail. And they're moving at such a clip. I would quite frankly be shocked if they don't catch back up with me again. I probably won't be more than a day or maybe a half a day ahead of them once they get back on trail. So I won't let it pass again without getting a shot of them and make sure that I tell you guys what their YouTube channel is, because I'm sure it'd be very interesting to follow. There's no telling how many followers they currently have. They started way early, and it's just an interesting and very unique kind of dynamic there, scenario with the family doing it together. So I'll look for that information and share it back. But in the meantime, look where we are. We've made it to Phillipstown, New York, and right there is the Appalachian Market. So let's go check it out. Looks like it's a lot of hustle and bustle and very busy. Hey everybody. Smoking pastrami. All right, everybody. We just visited the Appalachian Market in Delhi. Had a great pastrami sandwich. Out here they have a map of all the states you go through to finally get to Maine, which is a little bit overwhelming if you look at it too closely. So overall good stop, and I was able to also get some stuff for my resupply, because for the next 3 days, I think I mentioned I'll be in the woods. So time to get back on trail if I can figure that out, and we'll head back to Fort Montgomery. All right. All right, we just made it back into the woods, so to speak. We're back on trail. Back on walking the plank. I am thankful for that. I don't know if there's be a lot of other way to navigate it, but I don't know if you can tell. It's just nothing but a wet bog below me. So it's nice to have something elevated to walk on. All right, folks, we found some wildlife on the trail. Looks like a box turtle. Never seen one so orange in his body. Looks like he's ready for Halloween. Bet I get closer and he'll stick his head in and he'll be gone. All right, everybody, we're headed off to our final downhill. Well, not the final downhill, but next to final downhill, I would say. We're going to go down here and we're going to go in this ravine and essentially back up and climb that mountain over there. So that's pretty steep. No big deal, nothing we ain't done before. I'm not afeared. So we'll do that, and probably the coolest part of the day is still in front of us, because once we come over that mountain, which I believe is, they call that Anthony's Nose, once we come back over there, then we'll come down into the Hudson Valley. We'll cross over that bridge, which is called Bear Mnt Bridge. Goes over the Hudson, and we'll head back to that motel. So that in total is just 3 miles, but which I would do pretty much any day in an hour and a half. But this climb, I bet, will not be a terribly easy one, so I could slow down a bit. I really would like to be there in an hour and a half, because if I do, then I'll get a free ride back to the motel. The hotel owner provides rides from the end of the bridge back to the motel, but he told me this afternoon, today being Sunday, that he really wanted to go watch his grandson play soccer at 4 o'clock. So he probably could get me at 3:30, but after 3:30 I doubt that I could depend on him to pick me up, and that's okay. I'll get an Uber or something like that. It'll be pretty cheap, not a big deal. Worst comes to worst, I'll walk it. Probably 2 more miles. I'd prefer not to do, but hopefully I could get an Uber. But I'm not going to let all that stress me out. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing. Go as fast as I can, of course, and get this mountain climbed and enjoy that cool walk across the Hudson River. You don't get to do that every day, so I'm going to do it. All right, check back with you in a bit. Oh yeah, New York is showing its true colors again. Oh boy. We'll get up there. All right, folks. This is the cool part of the day right here at the end that I've been looking forward to. Walking across this big old bridge. Check that thing out. This is called the Bear Mnt Bridge. Crosses the Hudson, obviously. Check that out. Pretty cool. The motel I'm staying in is somewhere down in this area over here, and I don't know exactly, because I always get picked up, but I couldn't tell you exactly how far it is, but it doesn't seem like it's very far at all. Now the mountain you see there in the distance, that is Bear Mountain. That's what we went over on the last video. And then we came down past the Bear Mountain Inn Lodge and went through the little Bear Mountain Zoo, and then popped up right over here at the other end of this bridge. That's where we got picked up. So kind of give you a little bit of a perspective as to where we are and where we've been. There you go, folks. Hudson River. Pretty cool. All right. Closing in. That's where we came from. We come off the top of that mountain, down to the road, and crossing this bridge. And you watch the last video, you might remember that rock building over there. And then of course, over there to the left over here is where the zoo was, the zoo is, and I came out of, and that's where I got picked up, just past that rock building. So that's where we're going back right now. I've already called the driver and the motel owner, and I'm sure he's on his way already to pick me up. So hopefully we both get there about the same time. He's not waiting on me. All right. I guess that's going to draw this video to a conclusion. I hope you've had a good day. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've seen a lot of stuff. Highlights for me was crossing this bridge and also stopping at the Appalachian Market. Had some great food there. I was able to get some resupply, so it saves me a trip back to a grocery store later today. And saw those mountain laurels are really starting to bloom. And also saw a turtle. It's pretty cool. And overall the trail was in pretty good shape, so I enjoyed it. All right, hope everybody's had a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you first thing in the morning, heading north.